Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I'm so excited to finally show you this mansion. This mansion might be the biggest and best mansion that I've ever created in The Sims 4. I'm a mansion builder. Building mansions is all I do in this game usually, so I wanted to create a mansion that's bigger and better than all the other mansions before this one. So of course, first of all, I included everything that a proper mansion would need. There are really spacious bedrooms. All of them are en suites, so it's always one bedroom plus a bathroom. So every single bedroom has its own bathroom. There's a gigantic living space, a beautiful kitchen, a really spacious dining table so you can have lots of guests over, just the typical stuff that you would expect in a mansion and also in a KateEmerald mansion, like the typical stuff, including a beautiful outdoor area. I built a round pool without any CC. I also didn't use any mods for this, so I did all the stuff that I usually do. But then I also wanted to include over-the-top fancy stuff that just belongs to a really over-the-top mansion. So what I included in this is a complete spa area. There's a home gym area. There is a bowling alley, a complete home theater, which looks like a cinema. It has the colors and the vibes. It just looks like a proper cinema. There's a bar, which looks like a pub, really rustic and beautiful. There is a soccer table, a ping pong table, a dartboard, all kinds of different things, so Sims can have a good time. There's a complete outdoor party area, including a dance floor, a bar, just anything your Sims might need. A complete outdoor kitchen, including a barbecue grill and a stove. And your Sims can prepare a whole meal out there, have guests over, and when it's summer, they can just use the kitchen on the outside. So there is so much going on, but first let's look at the pool that I've built here. So I just built a pool on the ground essentially, as you can see here, so on the level above actually, and then I used this rug from Journey to Batu to create an outline that I can follow, and this is the spa day monolith. It's just a monolith or a column, and I just placed lots of them. And this is such an easy way to create a round pool like this, because you can just create your custom shape. It's really simple. And then I'm just going to fill in the areas, so I'm not needing any mod for this. You can really just do what I'm doing here. So just grab your spa day monolith. It can be found in the decoration area, and then you can just create a round shape or any shape you want, and voila, you have a really fancy round pool. And I changed the color of the floor and the wall so it looks like a dark blue, which always looks very modern and beautiful. And this way I created this look. You can see I'm just placing all these objects, no tool mod needed, and I just left the space on the left side open and used the pool ladder so your Sims will be able to get into the pool. And then I just expanded this build step by step. It's all about the different levels and platforms on the exterior, and I'm also using lots of platforms on the interior later. I was kind of forced to do this in a way because I had used so many platforms and different levels on the exterior that you kind of have to do the same on the interior, because you have to connect the door on the outside, which sits on a platform, for example, on the inside. So you also have to use a platform there. I mean, technically you could also just use stairs and place them in front of the door, but this doesn't look fancy, and I was going for fancy here. I didn't want to cut any corners. I didn't just want to make it work somehow. I wanted every single spot in this house to be absolutely perfect, so I was really trying my best here. This is one of the many outdoor areas. I used a hot tub. There are multiple hot tubs in this house, but this is kind of the main area. I wanted this to be next to the pool. And yeah, I mean, I've just talked about round pools, so I guess we can also talk about the round wall update, or the curved rooms as they've called it. I've made a really quick news video about this, and you have no idea how excited I was and still am. I mean, some of you know how much this update means to me. So yeah, curved rooms are coming to the Sims 4 base game. It's finally happening, and I'm so excited. So there was this leak weeks ago on Twitter, which was really random, and I didn't really believe it. I talked about this in another video. Basically, a picture of the curved wall was kind of leaked on Twitter, and I like inspected it, and to me it looked photoshopped, and I didn't really believe it. Then some modders found some traces of the curved walls in the game. Then I kind of believed it again, and I mean I wanted to believe, you know, I wanted this to be real. So I was really trying to have hope, but at the same time I didn't want to be disappointed. So when it looked a bit photoshopped to me, I tried to like be not too hyped, and then I just decided to see what's going to happen. And I was trying to stay calm. You never know what's going to happen and what's real, so I thought, okay, if it's coming, it's coming, it's all right. And I was trying to stay calm. Because you know how much I love round shapes, I've created so many round builds in this game. It's one of my biggest passions. I love this very edgy rectangular look as well. Like when you look at the roofs here, it has a very typical modern vibe, but I just love round shapes. It's my passion when it comes to building, I guess. It's so much fun. So it just means a lot to me. So then The Sims announced that they would live stream to show off the new pack, the high school years pack. And I was so ready for the stream, and I thought if there are any curved rooms, they are going to announce it in the stream. Like, I just thought, okay, if it's happening today. And I was so ready for this. And I don't know if some of you remember the announcement of the train tours. Essentially, they showed, I think, features of a new pack or something else. And then at the very end of the stream, they just casually started to manipulate the terrain without even acknowledging it. They, like, the gurus were just having some conversation in the live stream, and they just started to manipulate the terrain and played it cool, and the chat was just freaking out. One of the coolest reveals ever. And I thought, okay, maybe they will do the same, like maybe not ignoring the topic and just showing it off casually, but I thought if they show it, they might show it at the very end, because like it's the best, most exciting feature. It's probably going to happen at the very end of the stream. So I got ready and I just watched the whole stream, and people in the chat were already talking about the curved rooms. And then Simguru Jessica said something along the lines of, we will get back to this topic, something like this. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's acknowledging it, it's happening. And then I was watching the stream, and they showed the curved rooms finally, and I screamed, like literally in my living room, I screamed, and it was finally happening, and I'm just so excited about this. I just can't believe it. I can't wait to see what it's really like to like build with them. There are so many new possibilities. So they essentially have the same dimensions as the round platform pieces that we got, so they match, and they come in 3 different sizes. And we will be able to use the windows and doors that we already have in the game on these curved rooms. But I think, as they've explained, not every single one is going to work. We will be able to place every single door window on the curved wall by using the Move Objects cheat, but there's a like certain set of doors and windows which are confirmed to work on these walls, and we can just place them without Move Objects, but we can just try to make it work. Basically, as soon as your door window is too wide, it might like glitch and look weird. So not every single window will look good on these curved walls. Honestly, like one of my biggest wishes would be for a very simple modern window, like the one that you can see here in the background, like a big modern glass window. I would like to have one of these windows on a curved wall, so it's like just glass, so I have a round glass shape. I'm pretty sure that this is not going to work, but maybe there's a way. I will try to figure it out as soon as the update comes out, so I'm just ready to see what I can do. I'm going to cover the whole thing, the whole topic on this channel as soon as the update is out. I will just show you how to work with this. Maybe I can like find some fixes and ideas, building ideas. I always like to do this, and I'm just super excited for this. And I mean, of course, there's still some custom round shapes, like the pool that I've created. There will always be round shapes that you will have to create like custom, the way that I did here for the pool, because the round rooms will have the shape of a curved foundation. So I feel like custom round shapes will still have a place in this game, and like in the building game, kind of, if that makes sense. So I guess we will always create some custom round shapes still, but just for basic rooms, or like imagine you are building a castle and you can build a proper tower, for example. There are just so many possibilities, and I will create so many round builds which only use the round wall feature, so no custom round shapes. I really want to use the new feature and create some amazing builds for you with this. I could also create a base game build maybe, because it's a base game update. I'm still not sure when the update is coming. Like, I'm pretty sure, of course, obviously it's going to drop before the pack comes out, but I have no idea when it's happening. But I'm just getting ready mentally. I'm just hyping myself up, and I will build so many cool things. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Are you excited for this? What are your plans? Do you have something in mind that you are going to build using the new feature? Also, the big question that remains is, and a lot of you have talked about this in the comments, the big question is, are there going to be some round pools? Because essentially pools are just rooms. Like, when you look at a pool in this game and you look at the water surface, it's just a animated water surface. But when you go to the level below, it just looks like an empty room. Essentially, pools are rooms, if that makes sense. So shouldn't it be possible to have a round room and it's also a pool? Maybe this will be another reveal. Maybe they haven't shown us everything and it's another surprise. But I'm gonna be honest, if it's not happening right now, I feel like this update is going to pave the way for the round pools, and it's probably going to happen at another time. I'm pretty sure that it's super likely to happen at this point, because we have round rooms, so we should be able to have some round pools at some point. I'm just optimistic and very hyped for this. It seems like a realistic scenario, and then we could just combine like 4 pieces and we have a perfect circle, for example, or just some custom pool shapes. Essentially, it's the same as for the platforms. You just combine 4, you have a perfect circle. I'm not sure yet if you have to make it small on both sides. As I always explain, we will get into this once the update is out. Now I've talked a lot about curved walls, but you know how obsessed I am. But back to the build. So here I'm already furnishing. You can see these spectacular stairs leading up to the kitchen. I've used platforms for this. So basically you saw how I've placed all these platforms at the very beginning on the outside. And as I've mentioned earlier, I also had to use platforms on the inside because of the height difference. And I simply decided to do the same and create identical stairs on the inside. And the kitchen is elevated, which looks super cool. And then below the kitchen, you will find the big dining table. I combined 4 big dining tables, so there are just so many chairs. Lots of them can take a seat at the table, and you can have a big dinner party in this house. And this here is the area where I'm working on the living room. Once again, I've used Schnook's tutorial or method to create a custom fireplace. Recently, I'm just so obsessed with this. Schnook is the best. As always, you will find the link in the description box so you can learn this yourself. It's like such a cool method. It's functional, so your Sims are able to ignite each individual fireplace. I wanted to have a really fancy interior. There are multiple areas where Sims can sit, so basically multiple living rooms, which is expected in a build like this and also in a real life mansion. There's like a formal living room, different areas, and this here is just for watching TV and hanging out. There are gigantic hallways on the level below. I mean, not gigantic, but big hallways, as you would expect for a build like this. And there will also be lots of armchairs, just areas to sit down, have a conversation. I really love to watch videos about real life mansions, like Architectural Digest, for example. And it's always so cool to see what's going on the inside in these real life mansions. And there are always big spaces to just sit down and talk. There are just so many different areas on the outside as well, usually, like in these real mansions. And I also did the same here. So yeah, and this is one of the bathrooms. I didn't include all bathrooms. I think I only included this one in the video. They are all pretty similar. I usually decide on one floor and wallpaper, and then I do the same for all bathrooms in a house. This bathtub almost looked like a sofa for a second, like some type of optical illusion. Like while I was watching this and talking over the video, I was like, what's going on? Did I place a sofa in there? No, I did not. And I used this big painting from City Living, which looks so cool. I just really had to fill the space, but I wanted to do it in a really realistic way. So I didn't just want to place random stuff somewhere. I really wanted this to look like the real deal. Also, I've used some no-cc gallery art. You will find the ID in the description box and also as a hashtag in the gallery upload, so I can give proper credit. All these amazing paintings are no-cc gallery art, and it does not affect the build. You can just grab it from the gallery and check out the amazing creator, please. This is the office. Again, this one is on a platform. It's on the same level as the kitchen. So the kitchen is right next to this area. Like on the right side, you can see you can enter the kitchen over there. I combined 2 dining tables, and then I used a wall decoration from Dine Out just to make the table look extra fancy. Whenever I'm building a gigantic house like this one, I don't like to use a regular desk because it just looks too small. You want to have a really big desk essentially, and in this case I even used 2 dining tables, and by using the wall decoration on the sides it was kind of hiding the fact that it's a very simple dining table. And this here is the level below, and this is where all the magic starts to happen in my opinion. So this is the spa area. I wanted to have a beautiful pool down there. It's very small, like the type of pool that you would use after going to the sauna. A very small pool with cold water just to cool down after visiting the sauna. And I'm also going to build a sauna, so it makes sense, at least visually, because of course it's just a regular pool. There is no cooling down after going to the sauna in this game, I think, at least not that I know of. I just wanted this to be extra fancy. And I used the wallpaper and the floor from Spa Day, and it's glowing, like the one that is glowing in the dark. When you use it on an exterior and it's night, the whole house is glowing. And I used this one for the pool. And I only realized that this is probably why they added the floor and wallpaper to the pack in the first place. I think it's always been about like having a glowing fancy pool. Maybe not, but it just clicked, and I realized that this like makes sense, because in lots of real life spa areas you will see these glowing pools where they are using like blue LEDs or something to make it look fancy, and maybe this was the plan. Also, speaking of LEDs, in the upcoming high school years pack there are like some LED wall decorations, and also a wall decoration which looks like nano leaves, and I'm really excited about that, but especially about the regular LED wall decoration, like not the nano leaves type, but the regular one, because you could use it for all kinds of different things. You could illuminate almost every single room in a mansion with this, and you could just change the color and everything. So I'm really hyped for the pack. I just had to think of this because of the LED pool. And yeah, the floor plan is a bit unique, but I just tried to make the best out of it. The way the floor plan came along down here was due to the platforms. Again, I just had to like elevate the platforms in some areas to like make it make sense kind of. And this is how the really weird floor plan came about. I had to lower the platform for the area with the pool because we still cannot build pools on platforms. I wish this could be fixed in an update in the future, so I had to lower this into the ground, and I just thought it would be cool to have these lounge chairs in front of the pool, so it looks like someone hanging out in front of the pool. And then I've placed more objects from Spa Days for having a massage and stuff, and also some gym equipment for the home gym area. And then I started to work on the outdoor area. So the party area, as you can see here, is right next to the spa area. There's a fancy bathroom right next to it. You just need a bathroom right next to the spa area so your Sims can just take a shower, for example. And it also makes sense so your Sims which are having a party down there can visit the bathroom. And this house is just so big, I didn't include every single corner corner in this video. I think this video would have been hours and hours long, even though it's sped up. So I'm going to include so many screenshots at the end, and of course you can also just download this and take a look at the whole thing. Like, I didn't include every single bathroom or hallways, like the stuff that that's not so important probably. Yeah, and here you can see the dance floor, a bar. I also added the DJ stereo thingy. I just forgot at first, but I added this one later. So in the uploaded version in the gallery and the tray files, you will find it. I then decided to build this really fancy movie theater, and the idea was to have platforms so I could have different levels, because you want the chairs in the back to be higher than the ones in the front so everyone can see. The problem is I built a basement area right at the beginning, and I had already set my heart on a room height. So the basement has the lowest room height, and I would have preferred to have the highest room height here to create more levels, more platform levels for the armchairs. And I also would have loved to have more space for the TV. I mean, it's essentially just a gigantic TV. It's part of Get Famous. It's supposed to be used for a movie theater. It's a gigantic TV essentially. So I didn't have lots of space like around the TV, but I couldn't change the wall height, because changing the wall height for this room would have changed the wall height for all basement areas, and these were already like completely done, furnished, connected using different stairs and platforms. This would have destroyed the whole layout and hours of work, so I just had to like use this wall height. So in case you are wondering why it's like a bit weird, this is why, but I think it turned out amazing. I then started to furnish the bedrooms. You will see all the bedrooms here. Again, thank you to Schnook for the amazing fireplace tutorial. I didn't want to include the process of creating this fireplace again, because you already saw this for the living room and you can just check out the tutorial. And this is the master bedroom. I used wall decorations to have a really fancy headboard. I then used the wall lamp from Spa Day behind them just to illuminate the complete wall. I wanted to have this concrete look, so it looks very edgy and modern. I built a mirror over there. Every single bedroom is super spacious, because for a real mansion you just need a really spacious master bedroom, but also all the other bedrooms are big, also the kids' rooms. So I wanted to have, like here for the master bedroom, a fireplace, multiple armchairs, and then I built a walk-in closet using the objects from Dream Home Decorator. I also placed a counter in the center and then moved it a bit to the left, but I wanted this to be one of those tables that you have in a walk-in closet where you have like a necklace and just some perfume. I didn't find anything other than the stuff that I put on the counter here, like inbuilt by. I had no idea what you placed there really, and I then just used the clutter that you can see here, and I think it looks quite cool. Also, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this, but the whole build is worth over 2 million simoleons. So it's super expensive, and I think it's really cool that this mansion is not only expensive, but it also has like everything you would expect in a mansion like this. As I've mentioned earlier, the movie theater, the bowling alley that I'm going to build later, and I think that it's like really a proper millionaire's mansion, and it's a family mansion technically, but like it doesn't matter. I feel like this mansion has so many different aspects. You could play out different storylines in here for a rich sim. It could even be a bachelor mansion, and you just have some extra spare bedrooms, but it also could be a typical family mansion. It doesn't really matter. Anything is possible. This is the second bedroom. I did the same thing. I used these wall decorations from Dine Out, and I wanted this to be darker and more edgy. And the cool thing is you can see this in the background, like outside the window there is a pool that I built in the front of the house. It's supposed to be more of a fountain or a water feature, not a regular pool for your Sims to jump in, but it's supposed to look fancy. And when you then look out the window, you can here see it. You see the water, which is really cool because it's a nice view and probably really calm. And also, I have to admit that like no privacy going on in this build. They always mention that I know how important it is to you that the builds are realistic. but I really didn't want to place curtains all around this house. So technically the toilet and the bathroom in front of the party area is right in front of the dance floor. You could use a curtain there, but I just wanted this to be very open and modern and luxurious, and at the end of the day it's just a game, and I hope that this is not too bad, but you could just make changes to this. And I wanted this bedroom to be a bit different. This really fancy tiger rug is from Get Famous, actually, just as the bed, and yeah, it's a bit weird, but I wanted to try something different for this one. This is just one of the kids' rooms, also really spacious and fancy, a bit more colorful, so you like have so much space in here. I also want to say thank you so much for your recent support. I mean, you've always been supporting me, and I love every single one of you, but I feel like recently, like I was just able to upload more. I put more time into The Sims, doing what I love so much, and all of your support just makes it possible for me to spend so much time in The Sims and just creating all these mansions and just doing what I love, and your support makes this possible. And I just feel like I'm back in the saddle. I don't want to jinx it, but some of you know that like last year I really couldn't put as much time into The Sims as I was able to do before because of some like personal stuff, and I'm just so happy to be back in the saddle now. I'm constantly building, thinking about The Sims, coming up with new ideas, and it just feels so amazing, and I just have the best time ever, and I enjoy every single aspect. It doesn't matter if I'm making a video, if I'm like furnishing, if I'm building the exterior, if I'm brainstorming, just I enjoy every single second of it. And yeah, you all make this possible, so thank you so much for just sticking around, for being here, and for supporting me, and I just want to say thank you so much. And this is it. This video is coming to an end. You can here see lots of screenshots. You can grab this build from the gallery. It's CC free, it's unmodded, it is fully furnished. You can just place it on a 64x64 lot and let your Sims move in. My gallery ID is KateEmerald, and you can also get the tray files on my Patreon. And speaking of which, it's time to thank my wonderful Emerald Patreons and my Emerald YouTube members. A big thank you to Mehmet Ali Bariskan, Alice Juridi, Charlotte, Asia, Emma Burns, Kamar Henderson, Lisa Martin, Saturated Spark, Shannon McClam, Talena Lynn, Stephen and Tina Turner. Thank you so much for your gigantic support. A big thank you to all my other Patreons and YouTube members. And of course, also a big thank you to anyone who watches my videos, who's here. Thank you so much for supporting me. I love you all so much. And I hope you will have a wonderful day and week. I hope you're all doing well. I love you so much. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.